at Kennedy. Murray?
All right, thanks, Dan. We are so pumped right now because things have cleared up and it looks like we might actually do this today. If you're just joining us, we are now 25 minutes, 46 seconds, and counting from the first launch of astronauts to the International Space Station from U.S. soil in 9 years. This will mark the beginning of a new era where more people will be able to fly to space than ever before. And we want to share with you the results of a poll we asked a little earlier. If you could go to the moon, now it's not where the astronauts are going today, they're going to the space station, but if you could go to the moon, would you rather visit the South Pole where no one has been before or the Apollo 11 landing site? And it was a pretty even split. We had 46% of you say you would go to the moon's South Pole, and 54% of you would go to the Apollo 11 landing site. I kind of side with the Apollo 11 landing site because I'm a history buff and I want to see where Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin set foot. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Lauren, which place would you go?
I'm with you on that one, and I would love to go see that flag there and those footsteps, those footprints there. Still be there, right?
They
There's
should
no
still
wind
be
up
Should
there.
still be there. Leland, how about you?
I think I'm with both of you because it's just like, the meatball, the classic.
Yeah.
Going to the classic spot, and that's where all of it started. That's where all that inspiration came, even though I was an antenna engineer not seeing it. But besides that, that's history.
And hopefully, maybe it wouldn't have to be one or the other.
That's
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah. We're going to learn more from those where we've never been before, and
Exactly,
so we need to go to
exactly.
the South Pole too. And we are thrilled to see all of you following along online. Thank you for answering our poll, and we're going to go over to Tahira, who's been monitoring all the action with less than 25 minutes to go. Tahira, I'm sure things are heating up online.
Hey, Marie, I mean, you're completely right. Now that we have that go for launch, people are on the edge of their seat right now waiting on this historic moment to take flight. As you can see, photos are still coming in of just everyone around the country showing their excitement for this launch. And it's really been a touching thing to see how everyone's kept this excitement going from Wednesday's first attempt. So we just took a look at numbers, and we are now over 3 million people tuning in for this historic launch. And so for me personally, I just want to wish Bob and Doug the best of luck. This will be my own first time watching humans lift off to space from the United States, and it's just going to be a super emotional moment. For that, Marie, back to you at Kennedy for these last minutes before launch.
All right, thanks, Tahira. And Leland, we got 23 minutes and some change to go. What do you think Bob and Doug are feeling right now?
I think, they're very calm, cool, and collected as test pilots, but I think they're thinking about what are the steps they have to take if a malfunction or something happens. So the nominal stuff is all kind of automated, but if something happens where they have to intervene with those touch screens, that's what they're thinking.
And we're just inside 23 minutes now. So on Wednesday, we were 5 minutes further in the countdown when we heard that call to scrub, and the weather was still very touch and go at this point on Wednesday. But today, at least for right now, I don't want to jinx it. I'm afraid to even say it out loud, but it looks better today.
Yeah, and it feels like, whew, I'm feeling it a lot
Feels
more than
right.
I
Yeah.
did
It
on
feels
Wednesday.
right.
And, speaking of Bob and Doug and them being really calm and cool and collected, haven't had the opportunity to be in meetings with them and to watch them train. I have to say, and to all of my friends who work with them every single day, the feedback is always just what great people they are.
Right.
And just how not just bright and sharp they are, but just good people.
Right.
And around the office, we often refer to them as the dads.
The
And
dads, what
they're
is
the
that?
dads. They're dads. They are dads,
Okay.
and we've met their families. And when you see people on that very personal level, it starts to mean so much. They
Right.
are a part of our team. They're not a customer. They're our team. They're not a payload. They're our
Right.
team. They're
Yeah.
our family. And so we're just so excited to see the dads up there today.
Yeah. Go
And-
Dads!
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go send it over to Gary for an update from Houston. Gary?
Hey, Marie, the space station here.
Is it working now?
All eyes are on the missions that are happening across the board. We're listening in as we close in on launch, and I can tell you that things are looking very good. Chris Cassidy will be watching from the International Space Station.
Is it too loud?
Now flying
How's the audio levels?
across right over the launch pad. We might even get some good views from the station. Hope to be capturing those.
Good,
Have the
good,
launch
good.
view on the big screen up front.
I am so excited. Oh my goodness.
On their way
I am super excited about
I
this.
just want to pass on good luck from the entire flight operations community here in Houston. It's always exciting to be doing something wholly new and history making with station operations, and we can't wait to see our team members Bob and Doug in low Earth orbit and heading to the International Space Station. That's it from us here
Oh
in
yeah.
Houston. I'll send it back over to
They keep
Mission
they keep
Control.
talking about
Take it
how
from there, John.
they keep talking about how
Minus 20 minutes, 30
it's sort of like a
seconds.
relaunch for America.
Everything is
And
still
it's like,
loading.
yes, but it's also, it's very much so a huge milestone for SpaceX too. Let's not minimize that.
You can see a large white cloud coming off of the strong back.
Like, we're talking reusable rockets
Get ready to load the
in
second
space
stage.
transit, like,
Chill in the plumbing lines going
amazing.
strong back. And so as we relieve pressure, the moist, humid Florida air condenses around it, and it gives you the cloud. So that tells us that things are actually on schedule. We did begin propellant load at T-minus 35 minutes. Fuel loading on the second stage, I believe we just heard the call out that it is complete. First stage fuel load is continuing, and right now that's a little more than, that's about 60% of the way full. So things are looking good. Second stage is getting ready to begin the liquid oxygen loading. After they finish chilling in the lines that you see on the monitor, they'll begin to load at T-minus 16 minutes and 30 seconds. The range right now is go, ready to support.
A private space exploration? Yeah, that's true.
We inch our way closer. We're keeping our fingers crossed.
I just think it's exciting.
To hear if anybody calls out an issue, but for the moment, as you can see on the screen, it looks good. Now on the Dragon 5, the Dragon mission director and the team there are reporting no issues. They've done their communications checkouts. The crew access arm, as you can see, is retracted away from the spacecraft. The crew is strapped in and they are ready to go. Now final instructions will be going to the crew at T-minus 10 minutes. The crew displays will be configured for launch.
Yeah, it's possibly dangerous. I think there's definitely a downside to every positive thing that, you know, we create and we invent as humanity and as a society. But you know, I inherently believe that people are good. So I choose to believe that people are better than that. And open a whole new economic venture. Yeah, I think it has huge implications, and you know, I think the only thing that we can really hope for is that, you know, they're responsible about it, and people don't exploit. Like, ultimately, it's gonna happen, but you know. It also means that normal people will eventually be able to go to space. Yes. Yes, I think so. And while I'm a big sort of proponent about like climate change and sustainability, I am also excited about things like this that show that mankind's like really pushing the boundaries of what we can accomplish in, you know, a lifetime or in a century. I don't know, I think it's so exciting. Not just in orbit, but also on another world. That's so true. My God. I would probably be pooping my pants if I was either of those astronauts. Their whole flight time's like, I think 17 hours?
Stage 2 launch load started.
Like, holy cow. The first colony on the moon by 2025. I think that's a huge thing. But I don't know. I just hope that we don't end up abandoning Earth. like as important as space exploration is and stuff, and as much as I believe in it, I also don't think that it's a reasonable solution to just sort of pretend to not address the other problems that we're creating.
Minus 15 minutes and 45 seconds from liftoff of our second demonstration mission today, and we have the honor of having SpaceX's president and COO, Gwen Shotwell, join us. Thanks, Gwen, for coming out and taking a few minutes to chat with us. Thanks, Jesse. We know you've been on console. How's the countdown been going so far in there?
Countdown is clean today, just like it was Wednesday. We did clear the weather hurdles sooner than we did on Wednesday. And the only thing we're watching right now is downrange weather and lightning at the staging location. But we will clear that hurdle.
They should reach the space station by 1 p.m. tomorrow. That's neat.
Very exciting. Now I'm going to throw it back to
So exciting,
2012, because you were on
but so
console for
crazy.
Dragon when it was first making its way to the space station. How does that experience compare to
I think what I love most about SpaceX is that
Nerves then. I stopped
they don't just make it happen, but they also make it look good.
super nervous. Stomach and throat.
As a designer, I think I really appreciate
Fantastic day today. I'm really excited. The team
that
is so
effort.
put together. It's such a professional operation. When I say team, by the way, I mean SpaceX and NASA. This
That's Elon's vision. Yeah, I know. Honestly, their website gives me like
so excited?
really, really
Have to get back to inside of
a
mission?
huge amount of nerd hype
Anything that you wanted to say before liftoff to NASA and
because their website is even just so clean, but like
for their
scientifically
generosity and
beautiful. You know, it's yeah.
place. I want to thank
I'm just
all
awestruck
the
by it, really.
SpaceXers who have come together to make this moment in history, and I want to thank Elon for hiring me.
we thank Elon for hiring you as well.
To push mankind into the future. Yes.
Let you get back to mission
Yes, he's a little bit eccentric, but I think most
quick launch today.
most smart people are.
Jesse, and Godspeed, Bob and Doug.
Well, we are so excited. We are just a few minutes away from countdown, so we are going to turn it over to Dan and John for the final minutes and
Right.
final count. Take it away, John.
I did read his biography. It was fascinating.
We're continuing to load fuel onto the first stage. That should finish up in just about 6 minutes. Fuel is completely loaded on the second stage.
Oh my gosh, 13 minutes.
And we are continuing
Ah.
to load liquid oxygen on both the first and second stage. The liquid oxygen load beginning on the second stage just about 3.5 minutes ago.
And he wants to change that. He does. And he is accomplishing a great many things
In the last little bits of helium,
in our lifetime, that's for sure.
cryogenic, cold and liquefied, that gets us, just like we do with liquid oxygen, the maximum amount into the storage volume so that we can get the most performance out of the vehicle. Right now we are in a fairly quiet state on the vehicle. Ground pump continuing to put the propellant in to first and second stages. The next significant issue, call-outs that we're going to hear will probably be inside the T-minus 10 minutes when they talk to the crew. We'll listen for that. But at the moment, everything continuing to look good at T-minus 12 minutes and 20 seconds.
Getting real close now, John. Only a little over 12 minutes away. Just a reminder for everybody, it's about a 9-minute ride uphill.
Yeah, with both SpaceX and Tesla, of course.
Is going to be coming home
Honestly, it's just brilliant what he's managed to accomplish, and I love that there's
the whole way uphill.
so many like young people that you know are aligned and
Over
employed
the entire way uphill. And you'll
by those companies.
the SpaceX engineers calling out trajectories, booster performance. So we're always looking for that word nominal. I know that's one of John's favorite words. That's one of mine too. We want to hear nominal as much as possible on the way uphill. You might also hear some number and letter combinations. Those correspond to the different abort zones that Bob and Doug are in during their flight uphill. There's 1A and 1B, which signify that they're on the first stage. Those carry them from there in the
Oh, what?
Shannon, and that just refers to Shannon, Ireland, which they'll be filming
Unauthorized
on
URL.
as the later stages of the
What?
game.
Oh,
And
Wisebot, why?
so press
No.
down for some of those calls. You're
Oh
hopefully
god,
gonna
I'm
get
so sorry.
a whole lot on the way uphill.
I should just
7.5
cut
minutes there.
Wisebot
Pretty quiet.
loose.
As John Eyes said in a pickup, at right at about 10 minutes. We'll wait for the crew just to confirm
Oh,
that
thank
their
you.
displays
Oh,
of
Mick
course
brought me cheese.
is already strapped in, and of course that
Mmm,
they are go for launch.
pain.
We'll continue to watch the fuel gauges
How do I...
on the Falcon 9 vehicle until fueling cuts off at just about 2 minutes prior to launch.
Dragon and SpaceX confirmed displays are configured for launch.
SpaceX Dragon displays are configured for launch.
Copy. Bob, Doug, on behalf of the entire SpaceX team, it's been a huge honor to help you make today's historic missions. Know that we're with you. Have an amazing flight and enjoy those views of our beautiful planet.
Oh my god, this is so exciting. I'm sorry, Pain. I'll figure it out. Hold on.
It is absolutely
Let's get through this launch first.
huge effort that the United States
I'm gonna be quiet.
back in the launch business. We'll talk to you from orbit. Thank you.
Copy all. Thanks for those words.
The SpaceX core, so again, that voice that's going to be talking to Bob and Doug throughout their mission from right here in Hawthorne, just offering a few quick words. The crew did confirm their crew displays are configured for launch. We are coming up on 9 minutes and counting.
We've gotten through T-minus 10 minute with the crew discussions. Activity is now going to switch over to Falcon 9. Our next major event comes at T-minus 7 minutes. We begin what we call engine chill. Pre-valves will open. Those currently separate propellants on the first stage from getting down to the Merlin engine. We'll open the pre-valves. That allows fuel liquid oxygen to flow to the top of the pumps. And more importantly, when we open the valves, that'll allow us to begin chilling the 9 Merlin 1D turbo pumps on the first stage engine. It'll take a few minutes to get them cold enough to where they will then be ready to pass the large amounts of liquid oxygen through the pumps and into the main thrust chambers when we get to engine ignition at T-minus 2 seconds. We don't want to try to run highly chilled liquid oxygen through a warm pump. You would flash that into gas, and running gas through a high-speed pump is not a good thing. So right now, we are waiting for T-minus 7 minutes. That'll start the engine chill. Shortly after that, we will also get the fuel shutdown.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn it off. Wisebot, no.
As I mentioned, at T-minus 7 minutes, as we start to chill, we will also get into the final topping off of stage 1 fuel, and then the fuel load will complete.
Everything's super quiet.
Stage 1 and Stage 2 engine chill has started.
Ooh, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm just gonna type
You heard the call out.
in chat.
Stage 1 engine chill has started. That's gone up to the crew so that they've got situational awareness. As I mentioned, the pre-valves are open. And now we are topping off first stage fuel, getting ready to finish the fuel load. Liquid oxygen load on first and second
Engine
stage
hydraulics at pressure.
will continue until the last 3 to 2 minutes of the countdown.
We should hear that call out RP1 load complete coming up in about 6 minutes. Again, RP1 is just that densified kerosene or that rocket fuel that Falcon 9 is going to be used to power Bob and Doug to orbit today.
And Stage 1 fuel is closed out.
Oh my gosh.
That call out indicates that the fuel loading on the first stage is complete. Draining back the lines now, so first stage and second stage fuel are complete. Liquid oxygen loading is continuing on both stages. You can see on the view on the left side of the monitor the condensation, the cold gas wrapped around the stages as the tank skins are chilled by the densified liquid oxygen, picking up the humidity
Falcon
from the
9 is in
Florida
top
air.
line.
It looks like at this moment we're a little more than 90% full on the oxidizer on the first stage, ticking up towards that 80% mark on the second stage. We'll be counting down all the way till about 2 or 3 minutes, as John and I just said, until everything is loaded
Falcon
in
9
Falcon
heaters
9.
closing out.
And then we will be go for launch.
Dragon has transitioned to configure for terminal count.
Vehicle tanks pressing for strong back retract.
I'm trying not to talk a whole lot, just so that everybody can like focus on what's actually happening, because history is being made.
9 tanks, we're going to open the clamp arm around the second stage and begin to retract the strong back. We'll move back about 2 degrees. That'll get us to the liftoff position. At liftoff, the strong back will then recline about 45 degrees
Retract has
away.
started.
Stage 2 RP1 bleed.
Launch director called out the strong back retract has started. On the left, you'll see it go back just a couple of degrees.
Stage 1 RP1 bleed.
We are just 4 minutes away from liftoff. Again, at this moment, Bob and Doug are really just laser focused on those displays. They have insight directly into Dragon and the Falcon 9. They're able to see where their fuel loading is at, how everything's progressing down with the count.
AFTS final setup started.
Three and a half minutes from launch.
And the strong back is now reclining away from the Falcon 9.
MVAC igniter purges. Pogo bleed.
Dragon has transitioned to terminal count and is on internal power.
Stage 1 LOX load closed out.
Okay, we're at T-minus 2 minutes, 42 seconds. Stage 1 LOX load is closed out. Stage 2 will continue to load for about another half a minute or so. Once we get the completion of stage 2 LOX loading, we have to vent down the line, so you'll see another large white cloud coming off of the strongback. That'll be normal. That'll happen
Vehicle
around
is transitioning to internal
T-minus
power.
1 minute and 40 seconds. We're going on internal power now.
Just a few seconds away from the stage 2 LOX load being complete. It's been almost 9 years since we've been in this position. A lot of work done by thousands of people to get to this point. All our eyes focused on 2 now.
Stage 2 LOX load is closed out. Propellant fills are complete.
Dragon is in auto idle.
Stage 2 LOX load complete. All fuel, all oxidizer on Falcon 9. 1 minute, 34 seconds to go till launch.
Ground gas closeouts is starting.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Dragon is in countdown.
FTS is armed for launch.
under a minute now. The FTS, the flight termination system, has been armed.
Dragon, SpaceX, go for launch.
SpaceX Dragon, we're go for launch. Let's light this candle.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Stage 1 tanks pressing for flight.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA, go SpaceX, Godspeed, Bob and Doug.
America has launched.
One Alpha.
And so rises a new era of American spaceflight,
Stage 1
and with
propulsion
it
is
the
nominal.
ambitions of a new generation continuing the dream. 20 seconds into flight, stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
T plus 30 seconds into this historic mission. Flying crew on board Dragon and Falcon 9, and look at them go.
Falcon power telemetry nominal.
M1D throttle down.
We're throttling down to get ready for the period of maximum dynamic pressure. We're in the throttle bucket. Reports say all systems are go.
Vehicle is supersonic.
We've exceeded Mach 1 on the Falcon 9.
M1D throttle up.
We're throttling back up to full power as we're through max Q.
Copy, 1 Bravo.
And we heard that 1 Bravo call out. That's just the second abort zone that they're in. They'll continue to be on this until the first stage has done its job and they switch over to the second. At this point, Bob and Doug pulling about 2.3 Gs, 2.3 times the Earth's gravity, already moving at over 1,500 miles per hour.
We've heard the call out for MVAC engine chill. That's getting the MVAC engine ready to light. That'll come at about 2:44 into flight. Right now, everything continuing to look good. Next major event coming up is going to be the triple. We'll have main engine cutoff of the 9 first stage engines, stage separation, and then ignition of the second stage engine to continue to carry astronauts into orbit. Coming up in about 20 seconds.
M1D throttle down.
We heard we're throttling down the Merlin engines on the first stage. And we have Miko.
Miko.
2 Alpha. Falcon stage separation confirmed.
Copy, 2 Alpha.
MVAC ignition.
All right, we have stage separation confirmed. The first stage beginning its flight back. The second stage being powered by that single Merlin 1D vacuum engine has ignited and is now carrying Bob and Doug into orbit. So they're going to continue under the power of this second stage.
Stage 2 propulsion is nominal.
Which will cut off at SECO, or second engine cutoff, at about 8 minutes and 44 seconds into today's flight. So a little over 5 minutes to go still on this second stage. You heard the call out 2 Alpha, so they're now in the longest abort zone that carries them all the way from about North Carolina up the eastern seaboard, almost to Canada. Things looking good though, getting good call outs, nominal propulsion on that second stage. Bob and Doug continuing to make their way into orbit.
Dragon SpaceX nominal trajectory.
Acquisition of signal in Bermuda.
SpaceX Dragon nominal trajectory.
All right, here in nominal trajectory, so Dragon pointed in the right direction, continuing to make their flight uphill. heard acquisition of signal Bermuda. That's one of the other ground stations that they're using to get telemetry and data back from this spacecraft.
Stage 2 propulsion is still nominal.
A little over 4 minutes, 40 seconds into the flight. Bob and Doug flying at more than 5,600 miles
Dragon
per hour.
SpaceX nominal trajectory.
Already almost 200 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center. Nominal trajectory continuing. While they continue uphill, looks like we are getting a view of the first stage as well.
Yep, on your right screen, you can see that first stage with the grid fins deployed. It's making its way back to attempt to land on our drone ship, Of Course, I Still Love You today. And we're just about a couple minutes away from the entry burn, and that's where 3 of the 9 Merlin engines do ignite to help slow the vehicle down as it re-enters back into the Earth's atmosphere. And then after the entry burn will be the landing burn, which is just a single engine
Dragon
burn.
SpaceX nominal trajectory.
And you heard
nominal starting chill for entry burn.
There's that call out. They are still on a nominal trajectory on Dragon, still on second stage, and that's that MVAC engine on second stage on your left screen. Again, on your right screen is that first stage booster coming back towards our drone ship, Of Course, I Still Love You. We're about a minute away from entry burn.
Meanwhile, that second stage continuing to power Dragon into orbit. Again, if you're keeping an eye on that timer, that's going to continue to burn until 8 minutes and 44 seconds into flight. So a little over 2 minutes from now, we'll hear the call out SECO. It'll then be a little
Stage 2 propulsion is still good.
A little over 3 minutes until Dragon physically separates from the second stage of the Falcon 9 after the upper
Dragon
stage gets a
SpaceX
chance.
nominal trajectory.
Dragon copies, nominal trajectory.
Continuing to check in with Bob and Doug as they are on a nominal trajectory. Just about 10 seconds away from that first stage, starting that entry burn on your right screen. We should be able to see that view live.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
And there is that entry burn beginning. This burn lasts about 36 seconds long.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
That entry burn continues. We're just about a minute away from SECO. We'll have a number of events all happen in rapid succession. It'll be the second engine cutoff.
Stage 1
we'll
entry
be
burn
looking for that stage 1 landing burn shortly after.
Yeah, actually, just within a few seconds of each other. It's such a cool view on your left screen, seeing Bob and Doug on Dragon. Right now you can see the displays that they are seeing right now themselves.
Terminal guidance.
MVAC throttle step.
We are coming up 25 seconds or so away from SECO, or second engine cutoff.
This is also the point where Bob and Doug are experiencing their highest G-force. We're seeing the counter tick up to right about 4.8.
Copy, Shannon.
You heard Shannon, so that just means they're in their final abort zones. If they were to abort at this point, would either be an abort to orbit or to land off the coast of Ireland. Standing by for second cutoff confirmation.
MVAC throttle step. MVAC shutdown.
Stage 1 landing letter.
Confirmation of SECO's second engine cutoff.
Now we are waiting for our first stage to make its way to our drone ship. Of course, I still love you.
Dragon SpaceX nominal orbital insertion.
Launch escape system
Confirmation
is disarmed.
nominal
Dragon
orbital
copies.
insertion.
Nominal
Stage
orbital
1 landing light
insertion.
deploy.
And what you're seeing on your screen is a live view of our drone ship, where our first stage will be coming down. Looks like we lost that live view, but we'll wait for confirmation of that landing shortly here.
Falcon 9 first stage successfully landed.
And there you can see on your screen, Falcon 9 has landed. This is the first Falcon 9 to carry humans to orbit, so very exciting for us. And as you can see on your right screen, Bob and Doug are still making their way to their targeted orbit.
M1D to recovery 1.
So exciting today.
M1D.
It doesn't stop.
It does not stop.
All right, we did hear again that call out, good orbital insertion, so that means Falcon 9 and Dragon right now exactly where they're supposed to be.
M1D to FRC on recovery 1.
And it's right at about 12 minutes
This is FRC.
when
Can you
Dragon will
switch over to
separate.
ECF9?
Looks like we saw a 0G indicator floating around there. I know Bob and Doug owe us a little bit about what exactly that is that they brought up with them.
And before separation, before Dragon initiates separation from the second stage, they do make sure to they do ensure that the vehicle is not spinning and it is in good condition before we separate.
That's right, the upper stage does small attitude maneuver using some cold gas thrusters built into the rocket body itself.
Exactly. So we do expect that separation to occur in about a minute from now, but they do wait until they have full confirmation that it is ready to separate. Such cool views. I cannot get over this view that we are seeing right now. Bob and Doug on the right screen, inside of Crew Dragon, out in space.
Yeah, already 200 kilometers over planet Earth, or a little over 124 miles, traveling in excess of 2,700 meters, 27,000 meters per second, or about 16,000 miles per hour. So again, we're just standing by. That separation event should be coming up shortly. Then they'll begin a series of checks on the Draco thrusters that are going to be used to maneuver and then power Dragon on its flight to the International Space Station. Standing by for separation.
Expected loss of signal, Wallows.
It sounds like we had an expected LOS loss of signal with one of the ground stations. Waiting for confirmation now of that.
Dragon separation confirmed.
Dragon separation confirmed.
There is a great view right in front of you of Dragon separating.
Separation confirmed.
And there's that call out. Dragon is now officially making its way to the International Space Station today.
Dragon SpaceX with that separation call. We have a few words for you from our Falcon 19.
Standing by.
Dragon, Chief Engineer on Dragon to Ground. Bob Doug, on behalf of the entire launch team, thanks for flying with Falcon 9 today. We hope you enjoyed the ride and wish you a great mission.
Thanks, Bala. Congratulations to you and the F9 team for the first human ride for Falcon 9. And it was incredible. Appreciate all the hard work, and thanks for the great ride to space.
Copy all.
Oh, and
Good luck.
Mike, proud of you guys and the rest of the team. Thank you so much for what you've done for us today, putting America back into low Earth orbit from the Florida coast.
Copy all. Good luck. Godspeed.
All right, so Bob and Doug are in
And Dragon
space.
SpaceX, we confirm nominal Eclipse activation and service section Draco checkouts. Nose cone deploys in progress.
Copy all. We're monitoring.
The Corps here in Hawthorne giving the crew a heads up that we have confirmation the nose cone is deploying. So again, that nose cone is going to open up a little bit more than 90 degrees, goes up to about, I think, 105 degrees, and that's going to expose the actual docking ring and the hatch that they're going to be going through once they attach to the International Space Station, and also 4 of those Draco thrusters, we call them the forward bulkhead thrusters, that are going to be used for these major phase burns or firings of those thrusters to actually raise their orbit gradually over the coming hours. Also heard good activation of the ECLIS, that's the Environmental Control and Life Support System. That's everything controlling their atmosphere, just keeping Dragon a nice, safe, habitable environment where they're going to be living for the next 19 hours until they arrive at the space station.
Right, exactly. And Falcon 9's job may be done for today, but the mission is not over. Crew Dragon's job is not done. As you can see, Bob and Doug are still inside Crew Dragon, making their way. It will be a 19-hour trip to the International Space Station before they dock tomorrow morning. And such cool views. I love that we can get these live views here and see and watch what they're doing now that they are in orbit.
Yeah, it's incredible to just be looking over their shoulder, to be along for the ride. And we're going to be with them, and we're going to be with all of you the entire way for their journey to the space station. We're going to be covering live throughout. Bob and Doug will obviously have a sleep period where they'll get about 8 hours of sleep a little bit later today before they wake up for all of their final approach. One of the major things we are looking forward to in the next couple of hours is going to be their first turn at the controls. So they're actually going to be using those touchscreen displays to take control and manually pilot Dragon. We'll walk you through what that's going to look like, and assuming we have some good ground station coverage, we'll be able to get views from right inside Dragon, looking over their shoulder as they manipulate the controls at the display. But I mean, we had a smooth ride uphill, both stages of the Falcon 9 doing their job, placing Bob and Doug into orbit. I mean, this is a day, this is a historical day. This is us kicking off that new era of spaceflight that we've all been talking about and longing for since the Space Shuttle program came to an end in 2011.
Yes.
And the weather cooperated.
Yes, second time's a charm.
Right.
All right, so day for the history books. As you can see, we have lost some live signal there, but the mission still continues, and we're going to send it over to KSC to continue broadcasting live with you
Expected
guys.
loss of signal, Newfoundland.
Yeah, Jesse
Oh,
and Dan,
man.
we are just in awe
That's
over
so
here.
cool.
I woke up this morning and looked at the weather forecast. I was like,
Oh, I love
"Man,
it.
we're gonna
I
be
love
back
it.
here on Sunday," but
I love it so
we
much.
did it, and the room cleared out. Everybody was outside watching, and inside the
I don't think I'd be able to sleep being in an environment like that, thinking about floating around on essentially a mini sub while in a vacuum. Pretty much. I don't sleep well on airplanes as it is. So I feel like it would just be a nightmare trying to sleep, just floating around. They should continue to stream until they go to sleep. Yeah. We can keep watching for a little bit if you guys want. At some point, I'm going to be playing Minecraft Dungeons. Tabby, hi, how are you?
This is what it's all about, and their families.
Then stream again for the approach. Yeah, they probably will. But that's so cool. I love, like,
I don't know what to say.
I just love watching the launches of that. Push the boundaries for future exploration. I'm okay. How have you been? I'm good. I am working from home due to the whole COVID thing, and I spent a lot of time recuperating from, just being burnt out on a 3-hour commute. So that was like the first couple months, and then yeah, since then I've kind of just like found some new balance in my life. Or I guess more balance than what I had. How have you been, Tabby? I hear you're like quite the popular streamer these days. That's such a cute emote. She has found the Zen. It's true. It's true.
we have done it.
Is that a potato?
It's been way too
It
long.
is a
I wanna give
potato.
lot of credit
That's
to Charlie
amazing.
Bolden. He was my predecessor as the NASA administrator. He fought hard for this program at a time when it didn't get any support in Congress. We now have an administration that is fully supportive of our spaceflight initiatives, not just on the exploration, discovery, going to the moon, onto Mars, but also from a Space Force perspective. Our budgets are going up.
All right.
Things are strong,
I
and
think
today was just, it was
I am going to
just an
switch
amazing
things
day.
over
You know, one of the things the
to
president did right out of the gate when he became
Minecraft
president is he
Dungeons.
created what's called
So
the National Space Council.
I'll
And
have
he
to
put the vice
disconnect.
president as chairman of the
If I'm
National
going to be
Space
streaming it
Council. And
direct
on
from
that
my
National
console, I'll
Space
have to
Council,
like
you've got
disconnect
the Secretary
this
of
stream
Defense
and then like
the Secretary of
hit
State,
play.
the Secretary of Commerce, the Secretary of Transportation, the Secretary of Education. The
I've been
chairman of
tired
the
and
Joint
busy.
Chiefs,
How
all
about
of
you?
these
I'm
different,
basically the same, just
amazing
very
individuals
stressed.
that
Oh no,
deal
Tabby.
with space day in and day out. A lot of people don't realize how many
Hmm,
parts
how
of the
come you're
federal
stressed?
government deal with space. And the Vice President invited those members of the National Space Council here as well. So,
All right, bear with me. I'm gonna end this stream and then I'm gonna start it up again right away on the other one.
involved in supporting this program.
Bear back. Keep chatting.
For a long time now. So I'll just tell you, I'm breathing